Yeah, welcome everybody to another edition of the Fly Racing RacerX podcast, San Diego review. Lots to dive into, round 2 of the Monster Energy Supercross series. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, we've started doing these on YouTube the last year and a half. And thank you for listening. As usual, all of you people really flatters us when we don't get this out early and then you yell at me on social media about where this show is. So it could be worse. It could mean like nobody cares. So I appreciate the caring, everybody. FlyRacing.com. Check them out. Look, Cooper Webb, RJ Hampshire, Fly Racing athletes. We're not off to the strongest start here, but we're coming. And if you want to wear that gear, you can use the code Pulpmx when you check out. But Fly Racing athlete Chance Hymas probably needs a new set of pants after this weekend. And Pulpmx code saves at flyracing.com, whether it's a Formula helmet. Women's gear is a big push for those guys, and they're doing a great job. They just picked up Vicky Golden on that side of things. They have some GNCC chicks as well that are like super fast. And kids as well, flyracing.com. Thank you to them. RacerX Magazine, please subscribe. I did an issue on the Blue Crew race from Motocross the Nations in the newest issue. And I did some of my finest work, some people say, on that feature. Also, Renthal, Maxxis, motorsport.com, True Classic, Brunt Work Wear, all on board with us as well. And to get this thing started, the man who was the live MC at the race this weekend in San Diego, if you're paying, he's saying he went from the TV booth to the trackside. It's the Jason Wygant. What's up, Weege?
Yeah, I define the role as Lurch. I always say fill in for Lurch, and everyone at the event just nods their head and like, oh, yeah, I get it. And that does include a role in Race Day Live. So I got to work with the great Justin Brayton and the other guy. And that's always fun to work with them. Probably the best show we've ever done, I think, for Race Day Live, maybe. There were old days with Jim Holley and another announcer, me. That was awesome, too. But otherwise, it was a really fun. I actually enjoy the live announcing. They've actually taken away most of the stuff that sucked to do. So it's really fun now.
Oh, okay. How many of those are you going to do on the floor? Because Lee's got to go to the Olympics or something, right?
Yeah, I'm actually in, I think, 6 or 7, or as the kids would say, 6, 7 in a row in the booth here, all the way through Dallas or something.
Yeah, Daytona.
I think Daytona. Yes, I think Daytona is my first out, and I'll do a couple more for Lurch. So, buckle up.
That's Fly Racing Zone. Jason Thomas, JT, what's up? How are you?
I'm all good. First time home for me in about 10 days, so excited to be back. It's very cold here, but very nice weather. I enjoyed the last 10 days and 2 races.
Yeah, absolutely. And San Diego, as the kids say, was a barn burner. Another victory for Eli Tomac. We got a great story coming up here at the end of the pod about Weege and the Express Lane in Charlotte, North Carolina as well. So stay tuned for that. Before we get too far into this, though, I noticed something. I was told there was something there for me, and by a very important person. And I show up and I don't see anything. And then I look and I think I see it, and I texted somebody else. And yes, it's there. There's a third net. Feld has popped for a third net. It's fantastic. It's great to see that there was 2 in existence for a long time. I offered Prater $2,000 to get branding if I paid for the third one. He turned it down. How much could it possibly be? Anyways, they got another one. They got another net, and then I don't even know if I gave props to the guys on this pod last week for the new tough blocks that racers have told me are great. They're triangular. They're angled to give the guys a little more room above their beneath their foot pegs. So we got these new tough blocks. We got a third net. Hey, man, I'm getting less and less for me stuff to complain.
Haven't lit the timing and scoring room on fire.
No. We're working through bugs as we saw this weekend. That's not all perfect always, but it's still pretty damn good, the new scoring and results page and everything. So,
hey, JT, sounds like a shill.
Tiny bit. Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a sellout.
Yeah. Imagine if I can't. $2,000 to have signage on that is that's the funniest thing I've heard in 2026. But imagine if he had become a series sponsor, the level of shill he would be.
Listen, I gotta give props where props is due. We needed more nets. We got a third one. We got different tough blocks. It's taken since 1998, but we got it done. And so improvements are happening, by the way. over there with the
put
Supercross
probably the
series.
end of the pod at the beginning here, but also the new license penalty point thing.
Yeah.
First two riders to earn points on their license, penalty points, are Hayden Deegan and Vince Friese. So I gotta feel like they kind of nailed it. If you can't gamble on such things, but if you had gambled on such things, who would be the two?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be Vince Friese and Hayden Deegan, sir. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So they must have gotten the parameters for that just right.
Yeah, we heard about this in the off season, and it kind of came to light. As with all things, you kind of forget about it with the hype of the racing. But yeah, Hayden Deegan was docked a championship or a license point last weekend for not doing an interview, and Vince was docked too for blue flag issues. Weege, I guess explain this a little bit to people. I think you have a little bit more grasp on this. I mean, I do too, but I feel like you have a little more grasp on this, Weege.
Yep. Yeah, so what this is, all the regular penalties that used to be there are still there. They haven't changed. The fines, you lose points if you jump on a red cross, they're all there. But what they're also doing is, before, it's like if you jumped on a red cross 5 times in a year, the penalty was the same every time. If you skipped 10 TV interviews, the penalty was the same every time. They didn't escalate. So now, in addition to the normal penalty you would get, which I think Deegan was fined for not doing his TV interview last week, that's what it used to be, just a fine. But now they're like, hey, you got a point on your license. I think when you get to a certain amount, it might be 5 or 7, then that starts providing an additional penalty. I think the first penalty is you get last gate pick for the next race. Then eventually you're losing championship points, things like that. So it's like, if you're doing, like, as we know, Vince Friese used to always be viewed in a vacuum, right? So he could have blue flag violations 12 times in a year, and he's just going to get the same fine every time. But now it's going to accrue points, and eventually there will be additional penalties because you're a constant line stepper, as JT would say. So that's what that is.
Yeah, I don't think has anybody really been fined or docked for blue flag stuff outside of blatant blue flag stuff? Like, I think this is kind of the first, right?
The idea was supposed to be, hey, we're just taking the penalties that we normally have, and now we're actually building them, so we kind of know if you're a habitual problem, it's going to be a problem. But you're right, actually. I'm sure there's been a rule about the blue flag, but I don't know. Has anyone ever really gotten in trouble for it?
JT, can you think of anybody? Like, I think they've been like, hey, man, like they pulled guys aside and been like, hey, do a better job. But I don't think there's actually been penalties.
I know Heath Voss used to get in trouble a lot, but I've never heard of an actual penalty handed down for it.
Well, I talked to Savachi after the race, and he was not stoked. And then someone else told me AP had a hell of a time with that 719 JT. Got to caught your eye in Anaheim 1. So, yeah, now there's some meat on this thing for sure.
I'm thinking Savachi's elated because he rode great, but instead Savachi and AP are just in Friese's face. And I'm like,
at the same time?
Yeah, pretty much. Because I'm like, wait, are they? Because at first I thought, like, AP got close to Savachi at the end, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, did they have a thing? Or are they high-fiving, like, hey, good race? And then I'm like, oh, no, wait, Friese's involved too. Now I know.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I've been saying this stuff for going on 17 years.
Well, now if he gets, like we said, if you start getting 5 points on your license, he's got 2. Then he comes with championship points, and then it comes with last gate picks and stuff like that. So, there's some penalties here. So shout out for that. Also, I saw in the rules the starting blocks will be limited to 4 inches in 2027. Shout out for that. Ridiculous, and of that will stop. And then front and back chest protector will be mandatory also in 27. It's mandatory now for futures, but it's mandatory for pro guys in 27. Which I've always been told you can't do that. Liabilities, lawyers, all this, but hey, they're doing it. So
what is the rationale or the problem with I mean, I'm not saying we need to have them. I'm just more wondering what is the reasoning that we're going with the height limit on the starting blocks. Like, what is that? Where is the problem lie there?
Because they're ridiculous.
That's not a reason, Steve. I'm sorry. I know that's how you like to operate, but that's not a reason.
Well, if I was referee, I just, that's ridiculous. Stop that.
That's maybe, and I'm going to say probably why you're not a referee.
Right. Weege? Do we know?
Steve, I knew you would handle that just exactly the way you did.
Yeah.
Maybe an official attended one of our live shows and you just went off on whole shot devices, starting grades, mapping, start blocks, and just heard that said, huh.
Have you seen these things? They hook into the grates. They got little back ledges for the heel. They're super tall. They got dude, unbelievable. The starting grates is a horrific idea in our sport, and they're here. So maybe one day those will go away. But I want to give props on the net and the blocks. That's how I started this. So
the starts thing, I agree. Dirt starts, no whole shot devices. Screw all that. I mean, did it look stupid when Jeremy McGrath was getting whole shots? It looked fine.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
I do think that the starting stuff I've said before evens the starting playing field out a little bit and makes it maybe susceptible to more crashes. But in all honesty, maybe there's more crashes, maybe not. But it's not like something that's out of hand since we started with blocks and grates. You know, theoretically, it's easier for everybody. So if you're not a starting guy, it's easier for you. But I can't say for sure that, hey, look at all these first turn crashes, because it seems like,
I agree. I don't think there's any data to support there are more first turn crashes. And I mean, we know guys are good starters and bad starters now, just like then, right? So it's not like it's made everyone get the exact random amount of whole shots. But the only thing I can say is inarguable is when you have a grate and a whole shot device on your bike, there's no doubt that everybody's going to be going 8 miles an hour faster in 100 feet, right? Let's just
think about JT versus McGrath. And, you know, you got Jeremy McGrath, 72 wins. You got JT, no wins. You give JT a lockdown device, starting blocks, a grate, an ECU. He's going to come closer to Jeremy McGrath.
Yeah, I suppose, but we still see that certain people get more good starts than others, just like it used to be.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that they probably are going faster, and there's an easy way to make everyone go slower in the first turn. Easy way.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you do crash,
this show brought to you by Works Connection Pro Launch Start Devices. Please get yours now. No, I'm kidding, but all right. We also may or may not have a transfer of power we need to get into as well out there in San Diego. But first, Eli Tomac, dude, 2 for 2. He rode great. Like, Kenny had his moments where you're like, oh shit, if Kenny got by Hunter, he's going to sprint away like a little bunny rabbit, and who knows how it goes. And then you're like, oh, Hunter's coming late. Look at that. Great job, Hunter. Sexton moving up. Sexton in the heat rode fantastic. But in the end, when you got 20 minutes and Eli's top 3, he's hard to beat, and he's showing it. 2 for 2. Now, I think the stat was 2 wins in 23 starts coming into the year on the Yamaha. Was that the stat I read somewhere?
What, in his last 23?
Yeah, in his last 23. Like,
yeah, I know, but that's
not
a meaningless.
I know you're picking but I mean, choosing right there.
No. Yeah, I know. I'm just like, he's doubled his wins in 2 races on a KTM than he's had in the last few years. Now, obviously injuries and everything else. I'm just trying to point out, like, great work.
He does look awesome. All that. The KTM's great. It's a great relationship. That's awesome. And we can talk more about that, even though we've talked about it a ton. But dude, you cannot take the post Achilles season. How about the first 2 years he was on a Yamaha? He won the title the first year and came within half a main event of winning the title the next year. Like, it wasn't bad by any means.
I'm not saying it was bad. Just if you're Eli Tomac, you're like, dude, I'm second all time in wins. I've only got 2 in 2 years. Like, I've barely tasted champagne, you know. I guess you taste champagne when you're on the podium, so that's not quite a right analogy. I've never hoisted the biggest trophy. I've never hoisted the biggest trophy in 2 years, you know, like, just for a guy like that, like, that's a gap.
I guess so. I mean, dude, how many races did he even race last year? 5?
I don't.
How many mains did he
well, no, I'm saying that was in his starts, his 23 starts.
Oh,
2 wins.
Again, the post Achilles year is a write-off.
Okay. Not a fair comparison. All right. I'm just trying to say, if you're Eli Tomac, this must feel really good. You have won 2 weeks in a row to start the year after winning twice in 23 races for different reasons, for all of those reasons that we know.
Yep.
You now have the biggest trophy 2 weeks in a row.
I think what feels good, and JT, I'm sure you would agree, is we all know this was a marriage of convenience. They needed a rider. He needed a place to ride. I don't think either side thought it would be this good. It was more like, we need you, you need us, and hopefully it's good. And it's been unbelievable how good it's been. I don't think
Yeah.
either side could have imagined it'd be this good. That's what I would say.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
way.
no way.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's back to where he was in 2023. To me, like you just press the fast forward button. He's healthy. He's starting the season on the right foot. Everything's going his way. It just feels like that to me. In 2023, early in the season, he was unequivocally the best rider on the racetrack. And right now, it's hard to argue against that same point. So I know the 23 races. I know all that. We talked endlessly about, you know, it's kind of like him starting riding so late going into 2024 is not going to be a good setup. That kind of played out. He gets hurt in 2025 at Tampa. So this just feels like we're right back to where we were. Everything's right back in place. Coming off 2022 championship, starting 2023 super strong, and here we are.
If he doesn't
fall leading the first lap of Anaheim 1 last year, he also starts last year 2-0. I'm just saying.
Okay, cool, man.
Yep.
Okay, cool. If I didn't have my bike in the normal starting map at Washougal, I beat JT in one start. I mean, if.
I'm just saying he wasn't slow last year. He was fast.
No matter how this year goes, and it's early, there's 29. I hear there's these playoffs, so there's 29 races to go. I mean, and he comes back next year. Like, why not? Like, I'm already like impressed. Like, I'm already like, holy shit. Come back again.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
Right. Like,
yes.
Okay. So I didn't see this stat, but he's the second oldest winner. Weege, when does he catch JB? Like, I don't know the numbers exactly.
We are a little lucky. He cannot beat it until next season. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can't be done. And then I started asking about other guys, Mookie, Kenny, whoever. There's no one out there unless Chiz gets a main win.
Okay.
Chiz going to show up at some point, right? Like if Chiz won one this year, everyone else has to wait till next year to be older than Brayton.
Okay. We at Team 10 have to be sweating a little bit.
I honestly think 10 is already ready to hand the trophy over. Hey, maybe it'll happen at Daytona next year and he could hand him the trophy.
Well, great ride by Eli Tomac. And again, Ian Harrison, DeCoster, Pitt, Beyer. Weege, you really said it great. Sort of a convenience. Like, hey, we need a guy. You need a ride. Let's make this work. You know, dude, and I bet you, knowing John Tomac and the things I kind of hear about him, I bet you Eli's base is low and then there's tons of money for wins.
No, I don't think so.
No?
No. I heard it was significantly more than he was getting at Star.
Yeah, he wasn't getting that much a Star, right? He was getting like 300 or something.
What? Are you high?
Yeah, he was getting like
300. I think that might have been what they would have offered for him to stay. No,
I think you're very wrong on that.
He got
pretty low
market rate last year.
Yeah, I think it was 1.9.
Oh yeah, maybe. Well, yeah, he re-upped, didn't he?
Yeah,
he re-upped. Yeah. Okay, the first one from Cowie. The first year from Cowie, he took a hit. But anyways,
did he?
So, yeah,
when he left Cowie to go to Star, he took a big hit in pay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I know this. Trust me.
Interesting.
Wow.
Well, he was getting 1.9 this last deal. He was getting 1.9.
He was out at Cowie like, I don't want this bike type deal.
Why wouldn't they pay him?
I don't know. They didn't have it. Yeah, I don't know. No idea. But he took a hit. Kind of like Prado a little bit. We'll get to that in a second. Anyways,
you know what I thought? Well, I saw John Tomac on track walk, and I'm like, hey, Eli said that he had to go to Baker's to ride. And he's like, I went. And I'm like, you did? I'm like, did you ever think you would go to Baker's factory? And he's like, why? And I'm like, well, I guess we're just hype drama guys, but I just figured that you didn't really respect them and you guys thought you were like better than them. And he's like, no, I don't work that way. He's like, unless like there's a reason to have a problem with someone, I don't like feel that like we're better than everybody else. And I'm like, honestly, that's kind of shocking because everybody else in the industry does work that way. Every suspension guy, every trainer, everybody's like, they're all idiots and we're the only smart ones. And he's like, you think? I'm like, totally.
I'm gonna roll my eyes a little bit here because there were some harsh feelings toward Alden Baker's guys. From the Tomacs. There was.
It shocks me to think he's like, nope. It was over.
There were a lot of comments thrown out there too.
Yes.
Like the Blake Baggett days. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
A lot of comments.
Which is fine. Like whatever. What's the comment? What's the saying about business makes strange bedfellows or something?
Yeah,
that's it. Some sort of comment. But come on, John. But
necessity maybe.
Yeah,
I don't care either. But
yeah,
to say there wasn't ever any animosity there would be, I think, silly.
I agree. Me and JT agree. Anyway.
Whoa. Yeah, they were just the enemy, man. They were racing Marv, Dunge, Baggett, all those guys. Like,
no. There were some heavy comments made back in those days.
Sure.
So good job, Eli Tomac. He's got an 8-point lead after 2 rounds over Ken Roczen, who I'm pretty sure if you're Tomac, you're like, yep, I can beat him in a title fight. Cooper Webb's been having a rough start. Chase Sexton we'll get to. Like, really, if you want to look at it, he's got 18 on Sexton. Like, who's the guy that they're like, hey, that, he could run our pace? Chase Sexton, I would say. 18 points.
Right now,
what about the guy that almost passed him in the last lap? Yeah,
but if you're Eli and John, are you like, hey, we got our eyes on Hunter Lawrence, a guy who's never won a main event?
I mean,
I bet if they're not, they're foolish.
Championship wise, I haven't seen anybody that's going to beat Eli for the championship other than Eli. I'll just say it on the front end.
Well, great job. Yeah, awesome ride. Hunter, I think, regretted. I talked to Lars after the race. I know it was odd. He was available for an interview. He said that Hunter said that, yeah, I thought I was closer than what I was when I tried that move by the mechanics area. And Hunter said as soon as he sort of entered the turn, he was like, oh, I don't have it. Oops. And then that really, I mean, who knows if he would have got him. You can't say that for sure. But yes, an ill-advised move by Hunter there on the last lap. But that was impressive, though.
Pretty interesting that Eli didn't know he was there. That was pretty surprising. I was kind of like wondering, like, why isn't he was riding very flatly the last lap or two with Hunter being so close. And I was like, I don't know if he's like, is he tired? I can't imagine that. Is something going on? Like, he just didn't look like he had any sense of urgency whatsoever with Hunter far too close. So I was watching him really closely when he came off the track and was talking to Jade, and I was trying to lip read and I couldn't really figure it out. He said something to him like I didn't know, and I didn't know if he missed like the white flag or he didn't know what was happening. But it turned out that he didn't know that Hunter was even there. He didn't know that Hunter had passed Kenny. He had no idea where Hunter was, and Hunter surprised him. So it could have been it could have been a costly mistake there. Like, he talked about self-awareness and all those things, but that's it's surprising for someone who's led that many races and been in that position so many times to have no idea that Hunter Lawrence was there. That's surprising.
Hunter got a really good run at the whoops, man. That last lap. Who did he ever? Eli was having some problems.
Like, I don't think Eli was trying. Like, truly, right? When he says all I was doing was marking Kenny, yeah, Hunter got a good run, but Eli wasn't even trying to get a good run. You know what I mean? Like, so it's hard to judge what exactly was happening until that really made a lot of sense. And that doesn't take anything away from Hunter. Nothing of the sort. You just wonder where was Eli's effort level the last 2 laps if he had no idea that Hunter was even there, because if he's just gauging Kenny, there was no reason to really be trying.
Well, he did a bunch of 107s, did a 108 on lap 18, a 107 again on 19, which tells me maybe that he was a little aware, but then a 108 again on lap 20. And Hunter lowered his from 108 to 107s. Yeah, I thought Eli struggled in the whoops early, and then he found that right side where Kenny was, and that was great for him to do that. Once he picked that up, I thought that was really key. I thought Kenny had him in the whoops until that moment where Kenny got in front, and Eli's like, oh, cool, I'll go over there. And again, we talk about his bike, like, look great. No issues on the bike. Looks really good. It looks stuck to the track, man.
Yeah, and I made a point to ask Eli in the press scrum that they call it now. Obviously it was good at Anaheim where it was pretty dry and pretty slippery. And then you're like, it's one track. Maybe there'll be a problem down the road. So I was like, did this one, it seemed a lot different. Did it seem that way? And he's like, yeah, I felt this one was totally different than Anaheim, more East Coast, way more tacky, way more rutted. So to me, winning on both is a better sign of there's not going to be some problem undetected that's going to pop up somewhere else.
Good job for Eli Tomac. Hunter Lawrence second. We covered that a little bit. And he kind of got dropped And if you had just said, hey, if you would have asked me, I don't know, halfway through the main event, I'd been like, yeah, Hunter's going to get third, and dude, good job. Rebounded nicely, found some lines. Still, it's funny because Lars was on the Pulp show also as a guest. He came in and did that show too. And he said right before Jet got hurt, they really dialed their bike in. They was really stoked. They just had dialed the bike in because it was a big test there, right? Brandon Wilson from Honda was there and everybody else. Dialed the bike in, found a setting they like, and then that happened. And then Lars reminded me of that point in the interview and said, we thought we were good, and then we're still finding we got stuff to do on the bike. Not stoked on the bike through 2 rounds, and he gave Hunter a lot of credit for fighting through all that. But he did say, like, we thought we were better, and that was the day the Jet got hurt, and then it hasn't been as good. So yeah,
I'm not touching Honda settings at all on this podcast. I will be refraining from Honda settings talk.
So anyways, good job, Hunter Lawrence, second place. Kenny third. Kenny went off the track 3 times. 2 times.
Yeah.
Kenny was all over the place. He was, dude. I gotta watch the main back again. I'm watching the race right now. I only got to the LCQs. The live guy is horrible, so I can't really focus on the broadcast. I can hear him through the feed. But did Hunter and Kenny come close to touching over the finish? One lap?
Oh,
around when Kenny.
And another time, I think Kenny and Eli, almost literally wheel to wheel.
Yeah. So good job, Ken Roczen. Yeah.
I think the same old kind of, if you were forced to race Ken Roczen and we were so equipped to do so, which none of us are or ever have been, I think you have to do it the same way these guys are doing it. You just have to wait them out. Like if you can withstand the onslaught for the first half of the race and still be near him in the second half, you have a real chance to beat him. And I think that's really where Hunter kind of made it happen this weekend, right? He did such a great job of fighting him off early. Kenny had more pace early. Like if Kenny gets him by him earlier, he's going to pull a bigger lead.
Does he win though? Does he win?
If he gets him right away,
yeah,
I think so.
Okay.
I truly do. Because it took him like 3 laps to make that move. And that's when Kenny does his best work. And Kenny would have tried to build up a big lead that he could manage from the front. But Hunter did such a masterful job of knowing where Kenny was going to go, blocking, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. He got the job done. He just tit for tat. Every time Kenny would make a move, Hunter was able to counter it. And you withstand that first, go round. And then Kenny comes back to, kind of being a mortal, incredibly fast mortal, but mortal that everybody can kind of race with. And then the second half of the race, and no one's saying this is his fault. We all know the story by now, but Kenny is not as dangerous late in the race as he is early in the race. And that's where Hunter, he did what he had to do, right? If you're drawing up a game plan for how to beat Kenny, if maybe you don't have every bit of speed that he has at the beginning, that's how you do it. That's exactly how you do it.
Big changes.
I was so
Brooks told me.
Ride, and I have 2 questions now. I'm like, is it how much of a factor was the Eli not realizing he was there? So it gives you like a false sense of Hunter almost got him, but that was almost accidental. And you interviewed Brooks after the race, Matthes, and he blamed the track where it was like, yes, Kenny was faster, but the first couple laps, there just wasn't a spot to get Hunter. So I'm like,
yeah,
is Hunter right there with them because Eli fell asleep at the end and Kenny couldn't pass him on the first lap? Or is he just as good? So that's what makes it interesting.
This track was really tight. Everyone said that. Tight. It feels small. It feels tight because it's not, a real full-size NFL stadium, I don't think. I don't think you can get an NFL field in there, like as far as the sidelines and everything goes. Big changes with Roczen's bike. Weege, as you said, you heard Larry say, they went 2 clicks. They went 2 clicks and then it went back. Yeah. So, yep. And then also, Weege, are you enjoying me trying to pry Larry Brooks racing moments out of him? This will be a thing for me.
Yeah, he basically never raced as far as he's concerned.
Yep. He's got nothing. He thinks he won an ultracross. He thinks he won an ultracross in San Diego at one time, but that's about it.
Yeah. And he was such a great racer too.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy.
No, if you talk to him, he was shit. So,
listen, I know what shit looks like.
There you go.
Yeah.
JT, he said he didn't get the results. San Diego was his home race. He didn't get the results he wanted to there. but come to think of it, he never got the results he wanted anywhere. So there.
Yeah, exactly,
I mean,
right.
Life is relative. What are you comparing it against? Is always the
well. I did a story, and I'm really proud of this story. We should rerun it or something for RacerX magazine. JT, I talked to guys who won one moto in their career. They never won an overall, never won Supercross main. I found a bunch of dudes who won one moto. Mm-hmm. Brooks was one of them.
Okay,
and he's just like, it means nothing. It means nothing. I don't even care. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Did you happen to tell him what the world would be like had you won a moto?
No, I did not. Or even won a starting contest? Anything? Yeah. No. All right, Chase. I don't think he is actually.
What?
I don't think he is. I think it was just old guys.
Up. I'm hitting.
I think at that point, Brayton was still racing. So I kind of went through guys like, do you have any regrets now that your career is over?
Oh, so you thought there'd be more moto wins? I'm back in. I'm down. I'm down.
You're JT. I text on a group text. Hey JB, what are you doing for dinner? JB's like, I don't know. Maybe just grab some Chipotle or something. And then JB's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to Yard House with Lewis. And JB's like, okay, what time or whatever? And we figure out a time. Weege cuts in. Since JB is going, I will meet you guys there also.
Where was my invite? This is jacked up.
I mean, honestly, I always think that you have TV meetings and you can never make it. But
we're done at
they
like
were in the same
5:30,
meetings, right? They're in the same meetings or no?
We're
Are you
at
different
like
meetings?
5:30.
Oh, are you in different meetings than them? Oh,
well, this weekend.
RDL actually goes a little later, but I think 6 is the cutoff. It can't go past 6 no matter what.
Okay, I don't know, man.
They can't. They go overtime.
Well, listen, we have you've been invited to the one city that we have reservation already planned. You're in on that one.
I'm in.
Yep. Okay, Chase Sexton. I don't know, man. Can you name any winners that have hit the gate even once in their careers? And we are on 3 for Chase Sexton. 3 times he has hit the gate, and here we are. He rode great. I don't know what to say. He was 22nd to 8th in a lap. Like, holy shit, on that track. Unbelievable.
How about 2 years in a row at the same race?
When the GoPro's back.
What's he doing, JT? What's going on?
I don't know, man. It's 2 years in a row at the same damn race. I don't.
No, he hit the gate. He hit the gate in Detroit.
No, he hit the gate in San Diego last year.
Wait.
No, it wasn't
and
San Diego.
Detroit?
Maybe Detroit also, but he definitely hit the gate in San Diego.
He hit the gate in Detroit. He had to pull back the whole thing. He was Indianapolis, Detroit, one of those races.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he hit it at San Diego also.
Okay, so we're like I said, we're working on 3 times.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's listen, I started the season basically saying that this whole series, this whole championship, all of this is Chase versus Chase, and I have no reason to withdraw or retract any of those feelings. This is all still Chase versus Chase. You watch the heat race and you tell me that he needs anything other than just get out of his own way.
Yeah.
Like, the guy is incredibly gifted at what he's doing. He was reeling those guys in the main event. And yeah, I know he didn't get there. Fine, whatever. But all of this is self-induced. All of these mistakes, all of the struggles, this is all him. No one else is doing anything to him. He doesn't, like, Tomac and these guys don't have to do anything. Like, Chase is inflicting enough damage upon himself.
Yeah, I did an interview with him after the race. I tried to, hey man, you came from last to 8th and you rode great and the heat race was amazing. You ripped through all those guys. He's not having it though. Like, when you're Chase Sexton, you're just like, yeah, man, I've gone 8-4.
Yeah, and realistically, I agree with him. I don't think he has anything to be happy about.
I know, but I just want him to talk to me, right? So I want to pump him up. But
I have a different angle on this.
Okay.
We weren't sure what's up with the bike. Oh no. Well, definitely can go fast on a Cowie. Definitely. So
you didn't learn that from the first. You didn't learn that from the first qualifying session of the year.
Yeah, but that's what I said last week. I feel like he could go out there. He could have like limo tint goggles and basically be blindfolded and do that in qualifying.
But you just said go fast on a Cowie. You just said go fast on a Cowie.
Yeah, but that's qualifying last week. He sucked in the main event. Like,
how else do you qualify first, Weege?
Okay, as I said, go back and watch last week's pod if you weren't listening. he could go fast on any. He could go fast blindfolded on one lap in qualifying.
Well, he literally said that.
Well, wouldn't a Cowie fall into blindfolded on anything?
To me, him being fast qualifier last week doesn't prove the Cowie and him go together well. He could do it on any bike. Main events have always been the problem. There's been many times where he's the fastest qualifier, and then the main event is a damn disaster, and guys that cannot throw down one lap pace with him beat him in the races, i.e. Cooper Webb. So
show me a motorcycle. Show me a motorcycle he's ever ridden where he hasn't been able to go fast in a main event.
The falling apart in the main, like he did last week, that's the thing that needs to be fixed. And last week showed no indication that that part has been fixed. So I'm like, okay, this was pretty good. He got stuck in the gate, but he was probably the best rider on the track. So to me, it's not that bad.
You think he's the best rider on the track?
Did you see the friggin' lap times?
No, actually, I didn't look deep.
Dude, he was a half a second faster for the first 15 minutes than those three.
He was? For real?
Yeah,
I knew he was coming. I didn't think it was half a second, but okay.
No, dude. And I think that the 15-minute mark, he finally burned out. Like, I'm sure he was,
well, to answer
really
your question,
pushing.
he said in my interview, I can go fast. I could qualify fast in a truck or something, he said.
Oh, did he?
Because I was trying to say like, hey, good job. But he's like, I can go fast in a truck.
Yeah.
I don't know, he's going to take a truck around a Supercross track. That's a whole other thing. Feld would probably like that if you wanted to go join Monster Jam. Take a truck around. He can't hit the gate, man, and win titles.
I'm telling you, this is the mental thing. It's not about a Cowie. It's not about a KTM. It's not about a Honda. It's not about anything other than mentally. It's all for me. This is all between his ears and has been for a long time.
I went over to Cowie and I talked to some trusted people deep inside Cowie. I expressed my concerns about swapping out to PC clamps and linkages after 1 week.
Yeah.
And I was told, don't worry. It's stuff that we've been chasing the whole time. And we just were looking for a solution and we think we found it. So we were chasing it's not a reactionary measure. It's continued testing per se is sort of the vibe I got. No panic. Also, they knew Jorge could do this and they're happy for him.
Which one do you believe more?
I swear to God.
Of the two topics you were just told, which one do you believe more?
The Sexton one. Yeah. Marginally. But hey, man.
Hold on. To say this wasn't reactionary to me is a bit rich.
Listen, man, I'm doing real journalism. And I'm asking the tough questions.
I'm not blaming you for what they said.
Yeah. But also,
I got a text thread with a couple buddies where we joked that, hey, does Jorge getting the podium prove Kawasaki was actually geniuses for thinking Prado could be good at Supercross? And thus, this is actually great for Cowie.
So maybe they'll run ads. Maybe they'll run win ads or something.
We were right all along.
How much alcohol was consumed before this text was
That's
sent?
a great point, man. I never thought of that. That's a third dimension. Never
so then after the second place in qualifying, I was like, Bruce is just fist pumping right now.
Okay, so yeah, they're just chasing it. They think they found it. Thanks to Mitch Payton for coming up with clamps and linkages and rocker arms and everything for them. And yeah, man, we're on to A2.
Chase's interview with Lewis, he said they just literally took the forks off of Kitchen's bike and just let him try.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was thinking,
and he said they've done this year after year. RV, Tomac, flipped the bike upside down after round one, won the title. So same thing. It's not a panic. It's just normal.
Okay, can I just? I mechanicked for a long time, and it was a long time ago. We did never flip the bike upside down after round one. Like that just didn't happen. We flipped the bike upside down in November or December. But anyways, we move on.
Kenny did two clicks.
There's no way that they're going to tell anybody, yeah, man, it's full blown red button alert over here. Like that's, they're never going to say that. So what else are they going to say? They're going to say, no, it's fine. We're just testing.
When I saw the stuff that they did, I assumed Chase was in Florida and he rode Levi's KX 250. Like that's what their buddies. And I'm like, oh, he just rode the 250, liked all of Kitch's settings. And now we're here at Kitch, but he was in California. So none of that was going on. But yeah, whatever. Like to me, and I said this to the Cowie guy, like Peyton's clamps are kind of known to be overbuilt, overproduced, very stiff. And then you look at the X-Trigs that they took off. They got the split clamp, right? Lots of flex, lots of give. A lot of riders like that split clamp design. Luxon does it. X-Trig does it. So to me, just from my untrained eye, it looks like a radical change. But, without knowing exactly what the Mitch's clamps are, because you can hollow clamps out. You could change a bunch of things. But just generally speaking, PC clamps, heavy and rigid. So, yeah.
Listen, when you change everything, again, I'm making the same point. Of course it's reactionary. Of course it is. Like those are drastic changes, man. Like we didn't like go up a spring rate. You know what I mean? Like these are big changes. And you're going with different brand components like this. It's fine. I don't blame them for, if the guy's not happy, do what it takes to get him happy. But downplaying it to me is kind of laughable.
Also, I really thought they were going to race with the powder coated green frame that they put in the press release. Turns out they were not. I still like the look. Still looked cool. Silver rims and all that.
Yeah, cool.
I would have liked to see the powder coating green frame, but then one of the Honda guys told me that they powder coated their frames years ago, and the Japanese showed up and freaked out because when you powder coat, you bake it, right? You bake it, so you change the rigidity, you do all that. Honda was like, "Hey, this is sweet. Check this out," and the Japanese were like, "No, that is horrific." So they didn't race with it. Cowie did, but good job on that. And Sexton does win lit kit again. Good look, everything, bike and gear, all of that. Good. Also, did we have a transfer of power because Harrison riding very well, Kawasaki savior, and Chase just plowed into him?
But how I don't understand the concept of this because Sexton beat him last week. So where's the power transfer? Like, do you think that Sexton wanted Harrison's results at Anaheim?
Harrison didn't ride the same. He didn't have the same spice.
You mean he got the last spot into the main event at A1?
Yeah, but he just didn't ride as well. He jumped off the track. He almost decapitated Hunter. Then he crashed again in the next. Like you could tell, he was rattled.
Moran's had him covered on speed. Moran's had him covered on speed. Which I feel like Harrison has been faster than Moran's.
This is just like JT Weege to not like play along. Like we're not saying Harrison's better than Sexton, okay? Can we just
No, but you're like typically for this concept, for the transfer of power, you would need Harrison to have a bad main event at A1. Then they hit, and then Harrison goes on to glory in San Diego. Then I'd be like, yeah, man, I'm in. Like, this is awesome. But we didn't have any of those things. They just ran into each other.
Well,
no, I think you have it reversed. I think we're saying Sexton had a bad A1 and Harrison was solid. And then after Sexton hit Harrison, the rest of the night, Sexton was unbelievably fast and Harrison was worse.
Yes.
Is that what
because
you're saying?
Harrison has been riding really well. Yes.
Yes. Sexton got better and Harrison got worse.
Harrison got worse. He was drained. Right. He was drained of any power he had.
Didn't Harrison win the LCQ?
When? A1?
San Diego.
No. Moran's. Or Harlan. No, Moran's did.
No.
Wait. Harrison? I don't know.
No, I think he actually beat Moran's. Moran's just was all over him.
Harrison won the LCQ.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
He just
well, anyways, Weege.
Couldn't pull away.
Weege, you once shared a booth with a very good analyst. He won a few races in his day. He said that Chase doesn't look up. He looks too far down at his front fender. And then we saw
was at Anaheim 1. He wasn't in the booth this weekend. He'll probably be there for all the outdoors.
He's a big Chase doesn't look up.
Crazy stuff,
right? And then one time Chase was addressing that with me and showed me his eyes in a photo and said, "Look at my eyes," because his eyes were pointed. His head was down and his eyes were up.
Down, but he's looking out the top of the eye port. I don't know.
And so Chase is like, "Look, see, I don't do that."
I like the ensuring that he's not going to be Prado'd and be the top Cowie. Like, no chance that you are going to do to me what you did to Prado. So have some of this. I like that.
That might be better. Prado should have done that to Harrison last year. Should have tuned him up.
Yeah. Oh, you think you're the Cowie hero? Oh, you think you're good? Yeah. Yeah. That was bizarre. And then Chase throws his hands up.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, man? Like,
I mean, I kind of like, okay, rule one, like in those qualifying sessions, I was, one of the slowest guys in like the seated practices, like, okay, maybe I would get like 10th or 12th in the main event, but in qualifying, I would be 17, 18, 19. And that was just how it went for me. So I had to be very careful of getting out of the way of guys like RC and guys like Reed, because they were hauling ass, for lack of a better word. So I know what this life is like for Harrison. You have to constantly have a lot of awareness, right? Like you need to make sure that you're not going to get landed on, that you're not ruining people's laps. So Harrison can't be sitting there, right? Because
he was kind of in the middle. Fast. Yeah, he was in the middle, right? Yeah.
He needs to figure it out. So I'm sure that's what Sexton's saying, but also Sexton needs to be like somewhat understanding that Harrison's right there also, right? It's hilarious though. All of it was hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Joey Savacci, 5th. Good job, Joey. Good job. Joe Dog rode really well, hung in there. Yeah. Actually, late in the race, I pulled up his vault, and I'm like, when's the last time he got 5th? But he actually got 5th last year.
Yeah, Philly?
I forgot.
Maybe?
What?
Philly, maybe?
I don't know. But he said this was a better 5th because the field's deeper.
Yeah, I interviewed him at that race. So that's why I remember it.
And he got interviewed at this race too, right? Correct?
Yeah,
he was pulled aside. So good job for Joey. Quad lock guys. Again, I talked to Roczen's practice bike guy, Peyton, who is such a degenerate gambler that he gambles on CFL football. He texts me about CFL football. He's so desperate for the action. But anyways, Peyton said that, like they were doing minute lap times at the sandbox, maybe this week or last week, and Joey busted out 58s. Like he's just...
Right.
Yeah. They're just during the week, Joey is great, right? So good to see that working well. Justin Cooper 6th. So I watched him. J Coop was getting the jump on the table off in the whoops, really good. I talked to a team that dart fished it and said exactly what you would expect. Huge advantage in the middle, but you would lose it in the beginning because the guy was blitzing. So it really wasn't any quicker. It did look pretty sweet. And then I was told in the main he did it. I watched him like 2 times, and I never saw him do it in the main. I never saw anybody do it in the night show. But I was told in the main he was doing it most of the time. Jump, onto the table, off. Did you guys see that? Either one of you?
I saw it in the qualifying, but not in the main.
Not. Okay, yeah. So I guess Coop, we'll get to Coop in a second, Fly Racing Zone. They're supposed to stay out in California this week, but with the results they're having, the 450 side, they are going back to Tallahassee. So
that's a big change, like to redirect everyone back there for the week, like flights and
I saw both the Coops, J Coop and Cooper in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with Anton, and I'm like, wait, I thought they were staying. And Anton's like, no, they're going back now because of how it went. And I'm like, well, when were these flights booked? So then I saw Webb, after the main, which is like 2 hours before this flight actually is going to take off.
Yeah, wait, not even Sunday departure, a Saturday night departure back.
No, it's like call the airline as they're going across the finish line. You're going back to Florida. And Webb did tell me it was not there. It was not the riders. I thought maybe Webb was super pissed off about how it's going and is like, boys, we need to circle the wagons. But this was a team call.
Do you guys remember the residency in Dallas in 2021 when this happened with KTM? And Webb said, everybody, we're getting on planes and we're going to Florida for a day. This was after the Tuesday race.
Between this Tuesday and the Thursday or something? Yeah.
Between Tuesday and Saturday. Everybody flew to Florida and tested before that week. This feels very much like that.
Yeah, except this wasn't Coop's call.
I don't know. I'm not placing blame. I'm just the feel of it.
What's
the emergency test,
He texted me right now. Coop did, as we're talking about him. How weird is that?
Ears are ringing?
Bizarre, man. I don't know. Maybe he's hearing. Yeah, Apple. Maybe he's hearing us talk about this.
Oh, the algorithm.
Yeah. Because J Coop and Coop, I mean, look, he got knocked down by Sexton, but even if he hadn't gotten knocked down, it wasn't going to be a great night for him. It was going to be okay. Last week, he knocked himself down. So a little bit of a slow start for Coop. And J Coop has really, he's been Dylan Ferrandis to me right now. Dylan Ferrandis last year. Like, just, I don't notice him. His starts aren't there. Just sort of a blah start for J Coop. So AP 7th. Webb 8th, Ferrandis 9. All right, moving on. Okay.
Webb is 21
talking
points
a little
down.
bit.
I talked to Josh Weisner, the Ducati TLD manager, after the race, and we were talking about me riding the Ducati and the bike, and it was a really good interview. He's a cool guy, and I said, JT and Weege were debating me. I said I rode the Ducati, and here's my like real slow vet guy thoughts on the bike, just to start a conversation with him. And I said, I had 3% of Ferrandis' talent, and JT and Weege were not accepting that. And Josh was like, I agree. Yeah. So thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. He also agreed I did not have 3% of Dylan Ferrandis' talent. But it was a good interview. Listen to it. It's, they're struggling with parts. They're struggling with parts right now. There's tariffs on parts. Triumph's dealing with this. They got to make the parts. They got to test the parts. They got tariffs to deal with. They got, all of this stuff. So it's not been a super easy go to do anything they want on the Ducati right now. But yeah,
I think Ferrandis has been good.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, it's been all right for 2 races for sure. I agree. Flyracing.com, code Pulpmx to save. You want to get gear like Cooper Webb? Yeah, man, go do it. Order it and put the code in and save. Renthal's got a direct to consumer site now, free shipping over $99. Mountain bike gear as well. Mountain bike, they got some cool mountain bike parts coming out. Weege, maybe you can spruce up your ride because heaven knows it needs it. Still has the reflectors on it. Renthal.com for more information on that.
Parts wise, yeah. I mean, gear wise, I still
parts-wise.
got like the 07 Fly stuff, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're good there. No, I meant more. Yeah, pedals, stems, bars, that sort of things. Also, Eli Tomac on the new handlebar, the 661, I think they're calling it. It's undefeated with Kiefer's help. Yeah,
wow.
Kiefer helped develop this bar, and Tomac likes it, and so yeah, undefeated so far from the folks at Renthal. Also, Maxxis tires. Mitchell Harrison. The power is drained out of him from the collision, but he's got his Maxxis tires on Maxxis.com for more information. Great mountain bike tires as well, light truck tires, trailer tires, UTV tires. McGrath has won that King of the Hammers thing with Maxxis tires in his UTV. So check out Maxxis.com for more information on that. Mookie 10th. Good to see Mookie out there. He's got a cracked shoulder blade, I read, or something, or somebody told me from last week. So he's toughing it out. And Jason Anderson fell. Oh,
Mookie told me that also when Freckle Oldenburg went down in qualifying, I guess Mookie got tangled with him and he popped a rib out. So he has a popped out rib and the fractures in his shoulder.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. You could tell you saw Mookie go out for opening ceremonies and obviously he's one of the crowd favorites and he just rode. There was no attempt.
Yeah.
Could not wave. Wheelie. It was like, I'm going to go to the start straight, hang a left, and I'm out of here. And I'm like, he must really be hurting. So the fact that he got 10th is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job for Malcolm for that. By the way, we lost Freckle, broken arm. Faulkner's wrist was thought to be broke, but then went into the hospital and checked himself out and came back and was going to race, but they held him out at the last minute kind of. So Faulkner should be back. Marchbanks didn't pass a concussion test. So he didn't race. So yeah, we're down some guys in San Diego, like right away. But they should. Marchbanks and Faulkner should be back. Freckle, JT, Beta may need someone, so suit up.
I'm out. Maybe get Lewis to call Ben, Big Ben.
Yeah, I think he's out too. They do have Zach Osborne over there. I checked in with Zacho. Not interested in Supercross. Okay. So, yeah. Timmy said he may do it if they gave him one of those sweet 2-strokes.
Okay. To race or to have it in the garage?
Yeah. No, to race. I think you want to race the sweet 2-stroke. So,
okay.
Ferry's a possibility. Carlin Gardner, if you're listening to this and if you want to put someone on the sweet 2-stroke you have, Timmy may be available. Rough year for Beta, though. Can you imagine? And JT's been there on teams, but more so me, like all the work you put in, all the hours you put in, all the hopes and dreams you have, that the Beta team made big gains with suspension. Everyone's really happy. And then, yeah, man, cool. You got no riders 2 rounds in. Dude.
Yep.
And they don't even have Fiji water as a sponsor anymore, which Fiji always, you could pour that on injuries. It could probably help. But
it's really the worst case scenario. Getting hurt that early is even, Benny, my God, it doesn't get worse. It does not get worse.
Anderson fell 11th for Anderson. He fell in the main event. RJ crashed. RJ had complete different settings. He said after from A1, he's really not had time to test. They had air forks on. They took the air forks off. He's got regular forks on for round 2. Bike's way better, but he's just behind. And he crashed in the heat and the main.
He's looked a lot more RJ than he did 450 outdoors last year. I mean, it's early. I don't want to stamp it, but yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm texting. Jorge Prado, we are not doing Prado Corner. He had what I think we thought he was going to do, that type of race. And I would say that except for his heat race was great and he qualified second. So I don't know still. Like, good job for Jorge still, even though he kind of was a non-factor in this main event. If he qualified 8th and got 6th in the heat and 11th in the main, I'd be like, see? Anaheim 1 was just weirdo, man. But no. Qualified second. Rode well in the heat. So I'm still on the Prado train. This will not be a Prado pod, though. He looks good.
We're not going to do it?
No.
I mean,
right?
I think we have to. I mean, we're just not going to talk about Prado at all.
I mean, I think all there is to say is, like, if you're a Prado hater, it was still a rough weekend for you because he qualified second and ran great in the heat. Still a rough weekend for Prado haters.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the main was a little bit of like, this is how difficult it is, you know?
Yeah. But
yeah.
At some point, him and Freeze got together.
Oh, really? Oh, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that was something to see, I guess. I didn't really notice it, to be honest, but
I mean, that's
just
is there anything more inevitable?
No.
Maybe Barsha. Barsha's been in the 450 class with Freezy forever.
I'd like to thank Christian Craig for dropping out of double points in Pulpmx Fantasy on the last lap. That was awesome, Christian. Thanks for doing that. Way to go, buddy. Hill got him on the last lap. Nichols started last, came to 16th. Colts passed the second most riders through the 2 rounds. So that's good job on that. But also, hey, fixture starts. So that's good. Freeze, McElrath, Moran's, Harrison, Harlan. Good job, Harlan. Max Miller rode right in. Good job, Max Miller, on the International Supercross race team, which Weege, as you know, because we've talked to some key people over there, they had Freddie, and Freddie left the team. And there were some hard feelings. But we're here to report that the Freddie and International Supercross race team hard feelings have been made up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That honestly warms my heart. That means much more than John Tomac being totally cool with Alden Baker and going to the Baker's factory. Because, yes, I felt really bad about that great relationship. Freddie and, can we say who it is? Freddie and Jericho? Freddie and Jericho are good?
Yeah.
Freddie and Jericho are good. Oh, man, it's like, I feel like it's Christmas. It's like one of these Hallmark movies.
Yeah. So, JT, in case you were wondering, like late at night, wondering about that Freddie Jericho relationship, it's better. Yeah.
I haven't slept in days over this.
But listen, hey, like we gotta give there's PRMX has got Mitchell Harrison, but then they got Cade, who's not doing anything. And Moran's has 2 guys in the team on the team making the main event, and International Supercross race team, Miller and Freeze making the main event. I guarantee you, if you ask Jericho, who loves wrestling, as we know, Freeze getting 2 license points is great press. Jericho doesn't care. That's great.
So Jericho, due to his love of wrestling, just comes up to me in my Weege wedge. It's called the Lurch Perch normally, but when I'm there, it's the Weege wedge. It's a little sliver of the stands that I sit in. He just comes up to me before 450 main and says, "You gonna get a slobber knocker in there?" Which, when a match really heats up in WWF, the great Jim Ross would say, "We got a slobber knocker." And I was like, "I'll get you a slobber knocker in." But then I realized I'm announcing with the great Justin Brayton, some other guy named Adam. And I'm like, man, if I say this, they're all going to hear me and say, what was that word? And then, of course, the 450 main turns out awesome. And like 15 times when Roczen's battling Tomac and Hunter's battling Roczen and Hunter's battling Tomac, on and on, I'm like, oh, it's right there. I could say slobber knocker at any moment. But I know that someone's going to have a headset and say, what did you just call it? So I didn't do it. And I apologize to Jericho.
I have to say, I don't know what's going on with the live show meetings, but there's not as much like you're not in the stands trying to give away tickets or giving away a freestyle bicycle. Like, I don't know what's happening to the powers that be, why they decided to do that, but it's better, I think. It's not lame. It's still kind of lame that you can pay money and stand on the podium, in my opinion, but whatever. Hey, listen. But like, what are they doing? They're just running more commercials, Weege? Like, why did that stuff stop? Not that I'm loving it, but
it's so much less work than it was when I was doing it in 2023. So I'm not going to complain. It's like straight up fun now. You're basically just calling the race. I said, I'm not even joking. The fireworks are going off. And I'm like, hey, aren't I supposed to scream like, are you ready for Monster Energy Supercross? And they're like, no. And then the David Lee voice of God says it pre-recorded. And I'm like, wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's significantly less. I don't know if they decided it was.
We did enjoy you yelling with your voice cracking as it went on and on.
I know. So I was trying to rev up for it, but I didn't need it. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So that's the 450 class, San Diego. Thank you to motorsport.com. By the way, go through the banner to help us out. They have a new sweepstakes. They're giving away a Pulpmx 250F, which we will get to the Pulpmx guys here right away. But a YZ 250, all decked up with Pulpmx sponsors from W Wheels to Guts and so on and so forth. Motorsport.com/win to learn more about that. Go through the banner to help us out. They have great OEM and aftermarket parts, great prices, free shipping, everything over $79. I want to thank them as well. Brunt Work Wear. Cam Chain, Hunter's mechanic, was just telling me how much he loves his Brunt boots that I got him, and he's wearing them out there to get Hunter on the podium. Pedro's got him. Jelly's got him. I think Carlos has got him. Brunt Workwear boots, the Marin boot, the Omen boot. Use the code Pulpmxshow to save at bruntworkwear.com. And they got more than just boots. They got workwear as well. So if you're a working man, not me, but like a real working man, like a mechanic or a ditch digger in East Texas or any of those kind of people, Brunt Workwear is the place you want to go. Use code Pulpshow to save with that. Weege? Onyx Maps?
Yeah, Onyx Maps has now 750,000 miles of trails mapped out. So if you live in Idaho, like Chance Hymas, and you can probably get any kind of Honda you want, you can find places to ride. If you don't want to ride with Steve at Mesquite, probably a smart move. Mountain bike trails, hiking trails, hunting, you name it. So go to Onyx Maps. You can download the app Trails. So if you're out of cell phone service, you can still find out where to go. People can leave notes. It's a whole lot better than using like Google Maps, which basically doesn't even have these trails. So go to onxmaps.com or Onyx Off-Road in the App Store.
Well, 250 class, we had Max Dancy on the show last week. He said him and Deegs are good. There's a lot of respect there. Deegs let him ride the San Diego replica track that Deegs built. Everything's all good. No problems. Yeah. Well, Tiger's going to go Tiger eventually, and that's what Deegs did to Max. Now, look, was it a T-bone? No. Was it super dirty? No. Kind of the move he's done before. It's throwing the back end out. He's kind of really good at it. I would say it's unnecessary in that moment. Max gave it to him. And then Max afterwards played the diplomat pretty good. You could tell he was pissed on the live announcing for sure. And post-race stuff, he said the fans wanted Matthes, he told me, which I've never heard a rider say Matthes before, but Max got that in. The fans want the Matthes, and they got it. JT, where do you stand on that move?
I mean, it wasn't like wildly dirty.
Right.
The challenge for me, the only thing I didn't like about it was that in my mind, in my view, and I know a lot of other people's view, there was intent there. He went in to make contact, make a move. You don't swing your rear end around the way he did without intentionally doing so. He wanted to put his rear tire into Max. That is my opinion. It's okay. Like, I understand if, Hayden or Brian or don't feel the same way. That's okay. Like, they're allowed to their opinion just as I am allowed to mine. I've done this for a long time. So have they. I believe there was intent because I watched what he did with his rear tire, which is a very intentional move. You don't swing your tire to the right into the guy unless you want to make contact with them. So did he want to knock Max down? I don't think so. That's not what I'm saying. But I think when he's like, I didn't mean to do that, there's layers to it. Didn't mean to do what exactly would probably be my question. But, you know, like Max also has a point. Like he said it many times. He knows who he's racing. He knows who he's dealing with, and you have to act accordingly. Like you can't leave the door open or leave that to chance if you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah. But I would say to counter that, JT, though, yes, you're right. But I would say Max did exactly that. Like, hey, man, take it. Like, I'm going right. I fucked up I screwed up that rhythm. You take this. So Max actually did the proper thing in a sense of like, you got me. Right? Like, there was like, right. He just didn't, I don't think he did it enough. Yeah,
right? Like,
I mean, maybe he should have rode on the concrete
himself enough. I don't think he expected Hayden to go in and make contact.
No, for sure.
Right. So there's probably blame to be taken by Max. I would say a little bit of like he won't do that again. He's not going to leave it to chance like that again. I don't believe. But again, to reiterate, the only problem I have with any of it is that Hayden was kind of downplaying it, that he didn't mean to do anything. To me, it's like, I don't really believe that.
He got a lot of booze. Weege.
He did.
He got a lot of booze.
Yeah, I've been surprised. Deegs whole shot the first heat of the season last week, right? I think it was the first 250 heat. And as soon as I saw him get that whole shot, I'm like, this place is going to go nuts. And I don't feel like it was like that. And then there was some of the cheering as he came through, but it used to be like, even in his rookie year, if he's battling for fifth, you know where Deegan is on the track just by listening to the fans.
Yeah. Yep.
And I do not feel it's like that. He does have a subsection of fans still, but it's not overwhelming anymore. And then he got booed again. And I don't know. I think the Vegas thing really, especially because it was Joe and people love Shimoda, I think it's really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And then they see this again. And then Max is super likable, just like Joe. And I mean, I think people are seeing what you're seeing, JT. I mean, I think everybody's like, you could tell that Max is like, here, take the lead. And then you do that. And it's a teammate. I don't know if we need to go back and revisit Jordan Smith all the way back in 2023 Detroit now, where that also was apparently an accident. But yeah, it's definitely turned the fans on him. And as far as was it necessary or not, I don't know. There's unwritten rules. The unwritten rules that you don't do that, but there's nothing in the rule book that says you can't. So I don't know about the move itself, but I definitely don't think people like it.
I've said this same phrase on this show 100 times. JT argues with me sometimes on it. It's not dirty, but it's greasy. It's greasy. I don't
often agree with you on that, but I'll give you that. I don't really weigh on the block pass stuff, as you guys know, but it wasn't necessary. He didn't need to do it to take the lead or win the race.
And teammate too, right?
He was gonna win for sure without doing
it.
Yeah. I mean, I really do believe that there was a little bit of, hey, cool, you got the red plate, but I'm the guy. I do believe there was some of that.
Right.
I do.
Sure.
And I'm not saying that's wrong or inappropriate, or I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying what it was. I'm not casting judgment. I'm just saying what it was.
Yeah, I'm glad you put it that way, because sometimes I get framed. I think a lot of times this stuff fans always have an opinion on, good or bad. And they get mad at us for not having a forceful, like, if you do not like Deegan, you would like us to say right now that he's a menace to society and he should be banned from racing. In the end, this is not something I think you should be penalized for. But in the court of public opinion, you probably will get booed, and that's probably a fair opinion for people to have, which is exactly the way it turned out. It's not a penalty, but you are going to get booed. Both things seem about appropriate.
I mean, Hayden is the most polarizing racer we've seen in a very, very, very long time, right?
Since Timmy, really.
Yeah. So when you give the other half or whatever, the other 40% that don't like him, reason to lean into that, they're going to do it, man. They're going to.
Well, I'm just surprised. The cheers were low at A1 when he got introduced to opening ceremonies. We're in the heart of Deegs country, 909, 951. And he got booed for, something that really wasn't, we said greasy, not dirty. But safe to say it's on now. I mean, I think Max said all the right things, but I think it's like Max is like, cool, all right, we'll play that game. As Max told me too, my starts have been on point. I will be up front again.
Yeah.
You know,
Vegas.
So.
I do like your point though there, Weege. Vegas left a mark with public opinion. It did.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it a lot since then, but I feel it. I feel there is a shift where the people that were on the fence were kind of like shoulder shrug are not so much shoulder shrug anymore.
Yeah. And look, face it, in today's world, we like villains and we like heroes.
Yeah.
Everyone has
There's
an
nothing
opinion
wrong with
one
all
way or
this.
another.
Like Hayden's a fantastic rider. He chooses his own decisions, and I think he would stand behind everything he does. Like, I don't think he's running away from anything like that. Like, they're not trying to unwind any of that. So again, like I said, I'm not passing judgment. I don't really care, but
he seems super thrilled to be up on the podium with you. He seems really into those. really, really enthusiastic over there. I mean,
how many interviews have you seen him do where he's super excited to talk to anybody?
Yeah, no, for sure. 3 completely different riders on the podium 2 weeks in a row in the 250 West class. So that's wild a little bit. Should have had Max being second. You can make a case for Hymas being third again and all that. But no, we had another mix-up. McAdoo second. Good job, Cam. Last week, second this week. He rode really well. Nice to see him up on the box. And the dichotomy between the two speeches was quite something between Cam and Hayden. But yeah,
so
again,
I have a take on McAdoo.
Okay.
This is probably the worst I've seen him ride in the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And to get a second still was pretty awesome. Like, he had there's a lot of manufacturing, I think, going on for him to get a second, because he doesn't, to me, when I watch him, he doesn't look like the guy that was winning, you know, in Detroit a couple years ago. And he doesn't look like that guy to me. So if he can get better, that's going to portend very good things for him, because right now I think he's a step off, you know, and he's still kind of finding ways to get there. So good for him, I guess, is my point. Like, way to overcome things and still find your way on the podium.
Yeah.
Without having without your fastball.
And Michael Mosiman third. 4-3 to start the year for Mosiman. I mean, to be fair, like in our preview shows or whatever, we talked about him, we were like, dude, podium to 7th. It's Michael Mosiman. Who knows? But he's been really steady. He's had some moments. But good job, Michael Mosiman, whose career really wasn't jeopardy, like not that long ago.
Yeah.
So
no question.
He's definitely probably a very quiet guy over there at Star, like sort of like the forgotten man. He's the Matt Moss of Star Racing Yamaha, but he's putting in good results. So it's awesome. Kitchen told me his starts would be better. He changed clutch levers and didn't move the location of the perch. Didn't realize it. And so he was grabbing the lever in the wrong spot. And the reason he changed levers before was because it looked cooler. And now he went back to another lever and he didn't move the perch to adjust for the placement of where you grab the lever. Very confident that this would be fixed. His starts. This was on Friday.
So what happened?
I don't know, man. Maybe we need to go back to the shorter lever.
I mean, the heat race, he was like dead last.
Horrific. Horrific.
The main event was okay. The main event was fine. But the heat race, good grief.
He was ripping in the main event. But
the guy's unbelievable as a rider. He's unbelievable.
But just like Sexton, like, you were ripping. You got 4th. Right? Like, he rode well once he got going.
6'4" or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's not it. That's not like, listen, I always do this because I feel like it's necessary. When I say something like 6'4" is not very good, take my racing out of it. We're just talking about what he is capable of.
Do you feel like you get people pushing back on you that said you're racing? Like, of course.
Yeah.
Well, those people are idiots.
Say you could never do any of that.
Don't pay attention to those people.
Yeah, no kidding. I get it. I mean, I have gotten 6th in a main event, so I kind of know what that feels like. But
Weege never raced a dirt bike before.
Levi Kitchen is
ever.
He is capable of far more than he is giving us.
Yeah. And again, like Chase, like you just, hey man, great job. You were ripping. I don't care. I got 4th because I fell. Like that's the attitude, right?
And honestly, it should be the attitude.
Yeah.
It really should be.
Right. Man, he was confident of this lever change though. Whew. I thought I had my whole OBS column written on the breakdown of this lever and the positioning and how we turned it around. And I was going to go off on a little race tech rant as well because of riders being dumb. But yeah, I'm not going to do that now because we didn't get good starts. I mean, like JT said, the main event was okay, but the heat race was like, no, that ain't it. In Phil's words, that ain't it.
It was bad. He would have been top 5 in the main, which would have been okay.
Yeah. Anstey got put down later on also by Kitch. He said he said in the initial fall with Hayden, his clutch lever was bent down, and so he couldn't really work his clutch. So then that caused, when Kitch made contact with him, caused him to go down again. So, yeah, I mean, we got a title fight now for sure with those guys. Max rode really well again. But again, like, he didn't have anything for Hayden. Hayden was going to get him, but he still rode great.
No, I did want to make that point. Hayden ran him down and passed him in the heat and the main. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was really the best Supercross performance of Hayden's career. And I'm trying to think of something that would be comparable. Maybe Salt Lake 2025.
Yeah,
but,
I was going to say Salt Lake, or even Seattle was great.
But with the anarchy behind him, you don't really know. There's chaos, people taking each other out. Juju slowed down. This was dominant, I think. It was the first time where I really would say that Hayden Deegan was the dominant performer at a race all day long, period. Qualifying, heat race, main event, dominant.
Yeah, it was great. Hymus almost had a big one. Oh
my goodness. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen, though. Him shifting up twice in the air.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
To try to stop the front end from dropping, right?
Yeah, speed the rear wheel up, bring the front end up. Like, that is crazy, like, instinct to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely rattled him. And at times, yeah, and I did think that if he would have got in his groove a little earlier, get around McAdoo early, he might have had a different main event. But like Kenny with Hunter, a little bit frustrated, right? Couldn't get by him because I thought he was faster. It looked to me like he was faster than McAdoo. Yeah. Couldn't make it happen. Ryder D 7th, kind of quiet race. Volan 8th. Volan and Yoder. Yoder's led laps 2 races in a row in the heat race. He's got a bad knee. Volan wins the heat. Pulpmx, Chad Reed. I asked Chad after the race, like, where's the bikes at? And he's like, yeah, you can always be better, which is what you would expect Chad Reed to say. And then he said, but I got to leave them alone because these guys don't want to test. And it's really hard, Chad said, for me to let these guys just leave them alone, but you got to leave them alone. And I'm like, yeah, kind of like being a dad where you just got to like let them make their own decision. And he said, yeah, it's exactly like that. Because, Chad wants to tear off the front end and everything. So also, by the way, they
don't really look like they need to test. They're hole shotting. Bowen wins the heat race. It doesn't look like they're in a bad spot. So
yeah, Chad said some fork stuff still. By the way, also Oscar Cowie's crew chief over there told me that Chad was saying, "Whew, it's a lot of changes on the bike for you guys for Sexton." And Oscar's like, "Oh really? Oh really? You don't think we should change the bike, Chad?" So right. This is the guy who changed air forks to spring forks in between sessions, right? So anyways, good job, Pulpmx, though. That's cool.
Yeah.
Your Yoder interview was great. The point, he tried to do the point with Voland, but he's like, my guy was so locked in, he didn't know it was pointing, so then I looked stupid. It was great.
Yoder wanted
to worry about, man.
He wanted to replicate JT Pastrana and Wyndham pointing at each other in Suzuki days.
Yep.
And Yoder was too locked in. So
Volan was too locked in.
Volan was too locked in. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot more in
Did Yoder have a bike
250 ways.
Is that why I got last?
Yeah, Yoder had a bike issue. Yeah, he had a bike issue. Mumphy went down late. I know I saw that. He lost a bunch of spots. The Preston Masciangelo kid is from Canada. Yep. Good job, Preston. I think that's the second main event for him. So that's cool.
Yep. He whole shot on that 800. He whole shot the LCQ on the 800.
Yeah, and Tony's daughter was doing the KJSC.
Yeah,
he is back.
She got fifth.
Yep, fifth. And I tweeted this, but there's still some hope in the world, man. A kid named Henry won the KJSC. Thank God.
Last week, Noah won. Noah's biblical.
Noah's good. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Noah's good. Henry's good too. Thank God. Getting the racing, riding Revens out of there. I hope a Doug wins this weekend.
Doug.
I hope a Doug wins.
You don't. You're not rooting for Doug. Not rooting for Doug.
Why?
John.
I was down
Why am
in
I
the
not
tunnel.
rooting for Doug?
Well, we have another podcast with Rare Act the Re-Raceables where it's constant Doug Henry slander.
Oh, yeah.
Pick a different name.
Okay, got it. I forgot about that.
I'm down in the tunnel and before 450 practice to talk to some riders, and then I see a KTM junior kid getting pictures taken with riders, and there's Mookie and RJ and Vince. And the rider gets the picture taken with Vince, and I'm like, that's an odd choice. And then they turn around, and I'm like, oh, dear God, it's Tony Alessi and his daughter, and they're racing KTM Junior. Of course, they're getting their picture taken with Vince. Tony and Vince go back 20 years now. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize Alessis are back. Alessis are back. Yep. And then Masciangelo got a whole shot of the number 800. Amazing.
Hey, and if people are wondering, Tony's got another 5 kids coming. So this KJSC thing will be a thing. Zacho is hoping to get his kid into the KJSC. I told him it's totally random, so who knows? But good luck, Zacho. Yeah.
Oh, it's totally random. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the way this is going, we're finally gonna have 450 main event winners with their kids racing KJC in the same night. Like, this is where it's headed.
Yeah. Good point. Actually, at the hockey game the other night, they had the little mini kids playing in the intermission. 4 of the Golden Knights players had their kids playing in the intermission, came out of the dressing room in their gear, sat on the bench and watched their kids play the intermission game. So it's happening in the NHL.
Now, LeBron James plays, his kid is on the team. They played in games together.
That's another level. Yeah. Yes.
Can Eli stick around that long?
Yeah, I think he can.
He's got to go about maybe 12 more years, probably.
Yeah.
Racing his own kid.
All right. Anything else 250 wise?
John Dowd raced his own kid.
Yeah, John Dowd did.
Oh, that's true. The Dowds did it.
I don't know if Ryan qualified though the year that Dowd.
I think he did.
Did he? Okay.
I think he did. At South.
I'm just gonna say Hunter Lawrence. I think we're sleeping on how good that was, and look out.
Okay.
That was definitely something.
Yeah, it was great.
And Deegs still wins 250s. This was a pretty good performance. So.
Yeah, I do. I've actually been talking to Brian a little bit here, back and forth. Yeah, I saw what I needed to see from Hayden this week.
Yeah.
A1, I did not. I told him on the podium that was what I think everybody was looking for last weekend. So, yeah, I don't have any more questions for Hayden moving forward. That was what I wanted to see.
Yeah. Although Kitch is good, man, but hey, if you don't start with the dude, it ain't happening. So until Levi can get his starts fixed. Yeah, until he can get his starts fixed, right?
Yeah.
Quick story before we go, unless we got anything else. Weege, your cheapness bit you. Well, actually, no, it didn't bite you. It
probably will. Yeah, my flight was early on Thursday. I don't like to fly on Thursdays. I prefer Friday morning, but the powers that be have requested we fly on Thursday because airlines are less reliable than ever. So I understand, as much as I don't want to do it. And then everyone in my house starts getting sick. So I'm trying to do the maximum amount of stuff I can and leave as late as possible to at least try. So I'm literally at the pharmacy getting meds for people at the time I should be on the road to go to the airport, and I'm not even back at the house yet. So I'm way late. So I'm like, I'm going to have to do this. We do have express toll lanes here in the Charlotte area, and you can pay an exorbitant amount of money if there's traffic. The traffic starts to build, and I'm like, I'm going to have to do it.
And JB said this was going to be cost you $20.
Yeah, the distance I had to go, it probably would.
Yeah.
And trust me, it's $20. Also, I booked the cheapest parking at the airport, which is furthest away. Then the traffic starts building up in the express lane, which guarantees a minimum, I think, 35 miles an hour. They say they raise the prices to the point where they will never have too many cars. And then the traffic starts slowing down in the lane that I'm paying for. But it did slow down to a complete crawl to where I could try to edit the parking that I booked, but it was too late. I couldn't book the more expensive, closer parking. And then I was like, I'm going to have to book 2 parkings for the same weekend at the same time. Wouldn't let me do that either. It said, your car is already registered to park somewhere else. And I'm like, I'm screwed. And then the traffic on the free lanes starts going by me at full speed. And the pay lane is the one where the accident actually is. And I'm stopped, and paying for that.
JT, he's filming the traffic moving, and he thinks that he's going to get a refund.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
good luck.
Imagine if you could just take that express lane every single day, go to normal speed, but you film on a random Wednesday afternoon. You drive out there and you film the normal lanes moving really quick, and then you just show them, look, man, I shouldn't pay today. Look at these lanes. Like,
but I would stop.
That is not.
I would stop.
That's not going to win. Like, there's no chance they're going to go.
They know the accident happened in the express lane. They know this. Yeah, they do.
So you think you're going to get reimbursed?
I got video evidence, man. I paid money to have less traffic and ended up getting more than in the lanes that didn't cost anything.
Okay.
Very upsetting.
Well, keep us up to date on this. I'm sure
I wish you the best of luck, but I can only fathom how quickly they're going to delete your email.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with JT.
It's funny. Every time you argue something with them, they like investigate and you never seem to win. It's odd.
You probably won't ever seem to hear back.
Yeah. Yeah. They're usually like, okay, we will look into it. And then like 2 days later, they're like, on second thought, we're going to stick with our original ruling. Every time.
Yeah. I can't imagine. By the way, flyracing.com, called Pulpmx to save. True Classic. Love these True Classic stuff. I got these things called joggers. They're fantastic. Use the link below in the description to go to True Classic to check them out. Great prices. I've been wearing it for a while. I wear the joggers, the shorts, the shirts. Although there's a shirt called a Heather. And JT's probably familiar with this because he's a fashion guy, but it's called a Heather. Pookie said, do not wear that on me. She said, do not.
Yeah, I don't think you want to do that.
Okay.
Heather
no,
Kiefer?
It's not. No, it's nothing to do with Kiefer.
Okay.
Yeah, Pookie said, don't wear Heather Kiefer and don't wear this Heather shirt. But besides that, the T-shirts are great. The joggers are great. Really, really good stuff. They're not about chasing trends. They're about making clothes that work. The kind you throw on and feel instantly comfortable. I can vouch for that. So please check out True Classic, Brunt Work Wear, motorsport.com, Renthal and Maxxis and Onyx Maps as well for this podcast. To wrap it up, I just want to say thank you, JT. The media these days, we feel forgotten. We feel left out. We feel marginalized. We feel no one cares about us. No one hears our voices. But you, JT, stopped by the press box twice this weekend. Thank you for that. The great Justin Brayton stopped by as well. I saw RC in the hallway. He complimented me again. Just one guy that really never showed up, never came to say hi. He used to be one of us and seems to forget those days.
The Lurch job is a very, very long day without a lot of downtime. So I could have told you in advance that was going to happen. Yep.
Well,
but I'll see
other
you
people seem to make time for us. Other people make time for us. You do not.
I'll see you day 2.
All right. And then also stay tuned for another edition of the SMX Press Box food reviews. Fantastic bit of food this weekend up there for us. So thanks to Sean and Joe for that. All right. That's the San Diego review. Anything else?
Nope. All good.
All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everybody. Appreciate it. JT, Weege, I'm Steve Matthes. Support the sponsors and also get your pets spayed and neutered. All right. We're out.